Welcome, Renee, and thank you for accepting the interview. Renee is one of our funded trader. So basically, you achieved around 12,000 in profits in total on your funded accounts. And I'm super excited to have you here. I hope you will share some insights and some secrets about your trading strategy and how was your journey. Amazing. So let's start with the first question, Renee. So can you tell us a bit more about your journey and how you started with trading?
So I studied finance and accounting at university, and so that was my first kind of introduction to trading. So once I got kind of really interested in that, I went outside of university and I actually did a bunch of courses in technical analysis. So I spent about probably like 2 years learning and then just trading stocks and options. So that's how I originally got into trading. And I did that through university and just like after university. But then once I left university, I like went traveling for like 10 years. And I was all over the place, and I just kind of forgot about it for a really long time. And then all of a sudden in 2021, in the last bull market, everything was just going crazy and Bitcoin was at like 50K and like, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And so I jumped in like 150% into crypto and lost all my money. And then at the second peak, and I put in more money at the top and then I lost all my money again. And that was my first kind of like foray into crypto is like, I literally got in. I was the stupid person who got in at the top and rode it all the way down. I was investing in like shitcoin. Like, it was like, there.
I call them as well.
Coins, like all that sort of stuff. Like I was in pancake swap and like DeFi stuff and like farming and like all this. Like I was in everything. I tried everything, and it was a really good experience for me because having that experience of going through all the different types of like investing, I found what I'm really like and what I'm good at, which is day. So that's how I ended up here.
I love that. So it was basically like your journey and you were finding yourself. Yeah. So were you mainly like just like trading during the bull market and losing your money in those like meme coins? Okay, yeah. So you were not hodling.
I did end up quitting my job at one point, and so like I was trading full time because the market was just going crazy, and then it just kind of all fell over because I had never experienced the bear market. I didn't understand the flicks. I didn't understand that it just keeps going down and then it's like how like bad it gets. And so that was actually an interesting kind of detour. Basically what happened is in the bear market, I ended up going to a crypto event and I ended up meeting these guys who had a project and I ended up working for them on their project. So I was kind of then working part-time and then trading part-time to kind of get me through. And so I've kind of been doing that ever since. I've always just had like a little part-time job here or like something there while I've been trying to trade full-time, because that was the whole problem. Was like after having lost most of my money in 2021, 2022, I didn't have enough to live off of. When before I did, like I had enough to live off of. And that's where you guys come in. HyroTrader as like now having access to this capital, I can trade enough that I only work about 10 hours a week right now. And it's because I have a job that I love and I still want to keep my job, and it's a choice. So I choose to keep my job and then I trade full time the rest of the time.
I love that. I was just like, because I know you from the Discord community and all of that, but I have never actually like asked you this question. Like, are you full-time trader or are you part-time trader? And you're actually first person who has some like economic background that I like interviewed. So that's really interesting. I feel like just like the journey was just like leading you there, and you've like, as you said, like you love what you're doing now, and it's like it's freedom, I would say, right?
It's 100%. And so like I said, like there was a creative time when I was trading full time, and when you're just stuck in an office all day, literally stuck at my computer all day, 24 hours a day, I'm not like that. I'm a hospitality person. I'm a chef. I've worked in restaurants, run restaurants for like my whole career. Once I actually left, that's not a detour story, but long story short, I was an accountant and I basically burnt out and had like a mental breakdown because I couldn't stand it and it was like so boring, and I just literally ended up quitting my job, walking away, and I like had 6 months sabbatical, and I came back, and then I ended up again traveling, and that's how I ended up just falling into becoming a chef. So random. So yeah, I just knew that I'm not an office person. I'm not meant to be inside an office.
Yeah.
So I realized that quite young, and so I ended up pivoting, and that's where I work right now. I'm actually a chef, and so it's like my real job. I write menus, and I train people, and I teach people about cooking and things like the fun stuff. Yeah, it's kind of that's my real like. It gets me out of the house, right? It gets me away from the computer. It gets me around people. So it's kind of it's a nice balance for me, like because having been a day trader now, I do honestly still look at the charts like between 6 and 12 hours a day, depending on the day, like if I have access to that. So I still have a lot of screen time. So it's good for me to kind of get out of the house and force myself out of the house.
Yeah. I think, yeah, as you mentioned, like the balance is so important. And for me, like, usually I just feel like I miss people when I'm just like, just trading on my own. Like, I got dog 6 months ago. So I don't feel so, lonely, but just like going to office and just meeting the people who are like similar minded or like doing something that you love. That's like, I feel like that's the best balance. So you basically find the two amazing things and you just like love doing that. That's great. Yeah. I love that for you. Yeah. That's so good.
My other passion that I do is that we do community meetup groups in the local area. So having that like hospitality event background, me and some other friends, like we started a group. And what we do is we throw parties, we throw boat parties and like mixers parties, and we invite crypto people from like all over, and we're like, it's a social kind of like thing. And so that's called All Things Blockchain. And like, so we've been doing that for the last few years. And that's like another outlet to kind of like help foster community with the crypto community. Cause like there are so many different types of people in crypto, and like having that like outgoing personality event kind of thing, it's like, I feel that's a really good contribution to our community.
Yeah.
Because you do have a lot of people who are a little bit maybe smarter or like academic or like, shy or, quiet. And it really gives them like an opportunity to come out and just like connect and like meet other crypto people.
Definitely. Yeah. Amazing. Okay, that was such a good answer to my question. I love that. So like let's talk about your strategy. So do you think could you maybe like share some of your profitable strategy or setup that work for you?
Yeah, so I am a student of a method called the market maker method.
Okay.
This is a method that comes from traditionally Forex, and it's basically the strategy of understanding that the market is completely manipulated, which anyways a crypto though, it's a very manipulated market. And if you can understand what the market makers are trying to do and make you think, you can trade with them as opposed to against that. And one of the most things that like the biggest thing we use is called the PVSRA candles. And they're basically colored candles that show manipulation in the buy and sell orders. So it doesn't show volume of orders, it shows the speed of the orders. And basically if the orders hit a certain speed, it basically means they're algo trading, they're bots. They're like basically the market makers pushing the price in a certain direction. And so that's the biggest thing that kind of, when I show you my charts, we'll be able to kind of see those candles, and you'll see that they are often exactly on those manipulated like price movements. So that's probably the biggest thing that I use to trade. And then I use a series of different moving averages and just different technicals.
Yeah, just indicator. Do you prefer like a simple strategy, or are you the person who prefers the more like I have like 20 rules over here and I have like the chart with like 20 indicators, like the more like
I concentrate I stay both. So but in general it's price action. It's like the shapes that are being like created and the candles. So that's kind of like I got 3 of my most common setups that I'll be sharing with you guys, and I'll be able to show you each one and like how the candles move and all that sort of stuff as well. So,
Yeah, amazing. So what I would love to look, it's like your trading statistics. I found something really interesting, and it's something actually, yeah, it's something like similar that I notice for my strategy as well. You have like in total around like 150 trades. You mentioned you are day trading, right? So that makes sense. How many trades do you usually take per day?
So part of my strategy is that I have a very, very close stop. Like my stop loss is like 0.5%. So what happens is that if it doesn't go straight away, I'll get stopped out. And then I might just like readjust and then I'll go again, really close stop, and then it will go. So I get stopped out quite a lot, but when it goes, it should just go straight away. And so that's one of the things that I've had to kind of adjust with my trading. And so that's why I do have quite a lot of trades. But when they win, they usually are quite good winners.
Yeah, I have noticed that actually. But like something like really interesting, I don't know if we can call it like now it's the bull market. Do you feel we can call it's bull market? Like definitely like we going up, we having all time high. I think we can say that we are in a bull market. But like looking at your statistics, your basically like win rate of close long trades, it's in negative and short trades is in positive. That's really interesting. Is this something that you have like noticed with your strategy or?
It's honestly, I feel like I'm so good at shorting now that it's quite my thing. So for 2 years, pretty much straight, I was shorting. And so I've gotten really, really good at shorting. And so now because the bull market is going, I'm not used to it. I struggle to take moms because I don't see the market. I don't see the patterns as well. I'm not as used to it.
Right.
And so I am learning and kind of like, I will be, obviously, by the end of next year, I should be like really good at it. So that 2 years and that 2 years and up. But I do honestly like, yeah, shorts for me, I can see them coming. It's like, boom. And the thing with shorts is that they're faster, right? So it's like you make more money faster in a short because it usually goes straight down as opposed to like longs, which usually take a little bit longer.
Yeah, that's interesting because like it's so interesting to see it, like looking at different like trader statistics because like that's something I have actually like noticed something similar for my strategy, and I'm trading like Elliott waves with Fibonacci levels, and I'm trading like basically just only Matic, so Polygon, and I don't know if it's the coin. I was kind of like thinking it is because of the coin that even during the bull market, shorts are just much more profitable than longs. But I don't know, I was reflecting on my previous year and I was just like, I don't like the win rate of the longs. So I have just decided that I will start taking only shorts from that moment. And it just like, I feel like the profitability and just like it changed my whole strategy. Of course, like to be honest, there is not that many setups. So sometimes I'm just like, oh, should I take it or should I not? But then I remember I'm like, yeah, I don't want to take something that like on average would be just, loss. So I have just decided that I will start taking a shorts, I don't know, 3 months ago or something like that. So that's really interesting to see something similar that like shorts are more profitable for you as well. But I have never actually think about it like that like since we were like used to trading bear market and we have so much experience during the bear market that we are just like, you're basically pro in like shorting, right?
See the patterns, like I see the shapes. So I should show you this as well. But when I see them upside down in the bull market, my brain just doesn't recognize them as well, and so I don't take the trade. But they're exactly the same shapes, they're just upside down. Yeah, so it's like just totally like changing your brain the way to see things. There's actually, I'm pretty sure, a trading glue. There's a thing you can flip your chart upside down, and it will show you the trades.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Do that.
That's so smart, actually. Yeah, I think that's definitely a good tip for other traders if somebody's like struggling with that, because I feel like our brain knows how to trade, just like the different direction of the market is something that it's not used to. So yeah, definitely. But like as you mentioned, in another 2 years we will be pro in longing, and just going to be a different story.
Like we haven't really started going through the banana zone, as they call it. It's like the straight up.
Yeah.
So it's like I kind of missed that whole thing because I got in at the top last time, so I'd not had this spike up. So my 4 year, my cycle anniversary will be March next year.
Yeah.
So I'm almost at 4 years. So I kind of missed that first year though of trading.
Yeah, I
So I started a little bit bored to now that I have the skills and now I have the access, the capital.
Yeah.
I'd really be able to like matter profit when we do go straight up.
So let's look at your close P&L. Can we scroll down? I have noticed like if we just like go to page 7 or something like that.
I actually, if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, on VTrading on Twitter, I did a really good breakdown of all my trades last week. I didn't trade last week and when all of my trades didn't work. So
Such a good reflection. We can actually like put the link for your you said Twitter, right?
yeah, and the Telegram group as well.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. Amazing.
This is more of an average kind of day. So I usually make about $1,000 each way. I had got a little bit up, a little bit down, two dots set. This is more of an average kind of trade.
Yeah, sorry.
The game between like 1,000-2,000, and so usually I'm trading $1,000 lot. So I'm trading $1,000. So that's a 1 or 2% move if I'm trading something like Bitcoin. If I'm on AVAX, which I really like to trade. So like you trade Matic, I trade AVAX.
Yeah, I was just like looking into your chart and I was like AVAX, and nothing else.
I had a gem, so I figured out that I do most of my analysis on Bitcoin, but then I trade average. Because it's very similar, but way bigger. So, and I've just kind of gotten used to trading it. But yeah, as you can see here, like, this is more of like a normal kind of like, yeah, what I'm doing on a normal day. But you can kind of see that's like, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades in a day. 1, 2, 3, 4 trades. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, so 4 or 5 trades a day. Because I only trade Asia. Also Asia session because my accent's really weird. I'm actually Australian, but then I grew up in Canada, so my accent's kind of weird. But I live in Australia now, and so I only trade Asia London. So that is a completely different way to trade as well, because you are limited to some of the biggest moves. Like last week and like last couple of weeks, actually, almost all the really big moves have been in New York. And I am asleep. So in Australia where I live, New York doesn't open until 12:30 a.m. So I used to try and trade, but it just really it got too much. I wasn't sleeping, it kind of wrecks like your whole day. And so I've now tried to be more disciplined and like learn these new strategies that will work in Asia. So I have 3 main strategies now that I use.
Okay, amazing. Let's look at your trades maybe. So if you can share a little bit of insights with our traders about those like most profitable AVAX trades. I would love to see your trading view chart and the candles that you mentioned before. I can see a lot of them actually.
This is like my brain. So I have a little bit of ADD brain.
Uh-huh.
And I like colors. So everything's rainbow. So in general, when I'm looking at the chart, I use 4 time frames. So I've got 1 minute, 15 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour. Most of my analysis I'll do on the 15-minute. I've got a BDWP, which is for volatility. So basically, blue means no volatility, nothing going on.
Okay.
It means high volatility. This is a modified MACD. This is called an SMI. It's basically a stochastic kind of derivative. And this is an ADX, which is just a direction. But most of the time, I'm really only trading on this chart. And then I'll get my...
It's kind of complicated. I'm like...
It's a lot. Most of the time, it's like this. So this is actually what I'm looking at. The other ones are just kind of getting the vibe of the direction, the volatility, and that sort of thing. So we picked out a couple of trades that are actually called when the market was kind of moving. And this is probably my most go-to trade. And it is the Asia range trade. Okay. So what you basically are looking to do is, this is all in UTC. So this is London, Greenwich Mean Time. Yeah. And basically what you want to do is from 1 a.m. until 7 a.m., you want to draw a line around the top and the bottom of your range. And this is your Asia range. Okay. And so what we're looking at, we want to be looking for M's, W's, and then sweeps of the high and the low. So this is actually a really good example of an M formation in the Asia range. It's actually pretty perfect. So you got the first peak, the start of Asia, you got a second peak, and then you break down here. And so I mustn't have been there. Usually I would have gotten it up here. This is actually the better entry is a little bit higher once you've got that second peak of the M. But what I've actually done here is that I've got the retest. So it's broken the Asia low, retested, and I've taken the retest. Okay. So the thing with this trade is that you want to be out of the trade before New York because it often just goes the complete opposite way. And so I just basically got 3 TPs. Every time it just started to like reverse, I like take profit, take profit, take profit. And so actually, if you've got the one up here, so that trade, I believe, was 800, 900.
Do you know what?
to $2,200 in that trade.
Yeah, that's really good trade. Actually, like as I'm looking at your peaks, like this so reminds me like Elliott waves. Like I can see like the first wave is starting, the second peak is like end of the start of the third wave, and you know basically when you are entering like a retracement, it's I would say that's like a third wave, and it's basically like that's so similar to my like setups as well, to be honest.
So market making method does kind of go into Elliott wave. It is a 3-wave structure. You'll see this in another one of my things, but it is always in 3 waves. It's 3 waves up and then 3 waves down, 3 waves up, 3 waves down. So there's not really usually a 5 wave, but it's 3 up and 3 down. Okay. But yeah, that's like this.
Yeah.
This is like one of the most standard. Anytime you see consolidation between that 1 a.m. to 7 a.m., there's almost always going to be a push in London. So this is stuff that I'm always looking for. This is probably my most go-to trade that I like to do. So just find this solution in Asia. I used to hate it because I used to sit at home all day and try to trade this. It's like it's impossible to trade like when it's just going sideways like that. But now when it does that, I'm actually happy because okay, good. I'm going to get ready because I know something's going to happen in London, and then we've got that nice little move, and then you're done. Like it's one trade, you're in and out.
Yeah.
It's done. It's great.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing the screen. That was really helpful. What would you say that was your biggest challenge that you have faced as a funded trader?
The biggest thing that I can suggest for people, whether you are trying to get funded, is that you need to actually get the biggest account that you can. So I failed like $5,000 accounts because I got too greedy. When you're looking at the numbers going up and down, or at least have like 2. Always get like 2
accounts. Yeah.
Because I feel like in your psychology, the numbers are too small and you're always greedy. I need a bit more. I'm going to leave it longer. I'm going to have a bigger stop. You know, you don't give yourself that kind of wiggle room. And so you always fail. And then you'd like get angry and then you'd miss and then you'd like revenge trade and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So the second I got to like 25K, which was the first big account that I did, it got so much easier. And now that I'm trading 100K, it's like so much easier because like you just need like a 1% move and you've made a significant amount of money. And like I said, I had really tiny stops. So with HyroTrader, we've got like a 3% max per trade, and I use 0.5.
Yeah.
So it's like it's the psychology of like having that like larger amount, but just like more risk, like or less risk, I should say.
Yeah.
That was a huge like change in my mindset.
Yeah, I feel like the big number for like 1,000 accounts, usually like people are not used to seeing that big number, but it's still like that psychological thing, and you know it's not your money and all of that. I feel like sometimes people just need to like sit on it and think about it actually, that like you're not going to lose that money. It's not like, you know, but when you have like one trade and you are going in one profit or like 1 or 2%, it's just like big money for a lot of people. And I think that's the emotional and like psychological thing that can be challenging.
You do have to go through those stages. I did that. I started with
Definitely.
I did about 5, and it was 25. I did build my way up.
Yeah.
But just easier. It is easier now.
Yeah.
Because I don't get greedy. Because like the small move like makes you a good amount of money. I don't need to like 100x, like, you know, 3% this, blow up. Just try and make like $50. So that is my personal kind of like psychology kind of.
Yeah. So thank you so much, and I hope maybe we can do like second part in the future to just like, you know, see how your journey is like progressing, and you know, I think that would be amazing. Yeah. So thank you so much for being here, Rena.
It's great. No, thank you so much. And yeah, like hopefully I'll chat to you guys in Discord.